Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to challenge you to think about the next 10 minutes as a turning point in your life. 10 minutes is a small amount of time, yet it holds immense power. These 10 minutes could be the catalyst for change, the beginning of a transformation that will shape your future in ways you never imagined. We often get caught up in the hustle, the grind, and the noise of everyday life. We wake up to the same routine, face the same challenges, and wonder why things don't seem to change. But here's the truth. Change doesn't happen when you wish for it. Change happens when you choose it. When you decide that you're done waiting for tomorrow and you're ready to take action today. For many of you, the next 10 minutes could be the spark that ignites something within you. It could be the moment you stop being a passive observer of your life and start being the active creator of your destiny. You might be thinking, how can 10 minutes change my life? The truth is, it doesn't take years to turn your life around. It takes a decision to believe in your potential, to make a commitment to yourself, and to start taking steps toward the life you deserve. Don't imagine this. 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. It sounds like such a short span of time, doesn't it? In the grand scheme of things, it's practically nothing. But within those 10 minutes, your entire perspective on life can shift. The reality is, moments that feel insignificant on the surface can sometimes hold the greatest potential for transformation. We often underestimate the impact of small decisions and the opportunities that come in brief windows of time. In these 10 minutes, you have the power to change your trajectory. Maybe you're sitting here today, wondering if anything in your life will ever be different. Maybe you're tired of waiting for the right moment, or you feel like life is just passing by. But let me ask you, what would happen if you decided to spend the next 10 minutes reflecting on your current situation and thinking about what you truly want? What if, instead of letting the time slip away with distractions or doubts, you used it to make one small decision that could ripple outward and change everything? In those 10 minutes, you could choose to let go of the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. You could decide that you're no longer going to allow fear to control your life. It's often the decisions we make in these fleeting moments, when we stop and really think about what's important, that shape the direction we take. This doesn't mean that one decision will instantly change everything, but it starts the process. And sometimes that's all it takes. One decision, one moment of clarity to start a chain reaction that leads you toward your goals. Think about it. How many times have you let 10 minutes slip by without really thinking about what you were doing? How often have you wasted time without realizing that, in that exact moment, you had the ability to start something new? Oh, what if instead you use those 10 minutes to reflect, to visualize a life where you're thriving, not just surviving? You see, it's in moments like these brief opportunities where the seeds of growth are planted. In just 10 minutes, you can take the first step towards something bigger than you ever imagined. What you do with this time, what you choose to think about, and the decisions you make in this short window can act as the first spark that propels you forward into a brighter, more fulfilled future. It's not the quantity of time that matters, it's how you use it. And the next 10 minutes are your opportunity to start making your life into what you've always dreamed it could be. The power is in your hands right now, this very moment. Change doesn't just happen on its own. It's not something that comes to you while you're sitting back and waiting for the world to align in your favor. No, real change only occurs when you decide to take action. When you look at your life, your circumstances, your struggles, and you choose that you are no longer willing to stay in the same place. It's easy to say you want to change or dream about a different reality, but what truly separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't is the willingness to act on those desires, to make a commitment to doing something about it. Taking action is the moment when intention becomes reality. It's one thing to think about your dreams, to visualize them, to imagine a better version of yourself or your life. But it's another thing entirely to wake up each day with the conscious decision to make those dreams come true. Action is what makes that transition possible. Without it, even the most passionate aspirations remain just that, dreams. It's like having a blueprint for a house, but never starting to build it. The blueprint doesn't matter unless you lay down the first brick. We often talk about the things we want to achieve, but struggle with the idea of taking the first step. Sometimes we fear that the first step won't lead us exactly where we think it should go, or that we might fail. The truth is, you don't need to have it all figured out before you take action. You don't need to know every detail or be certain of every move you'll make. The journey of change starts with a single step forward, no matter how uncertain it may seem. And with that step, you create momentum. Momentum is powerful. It pushes you forward even when the road is tough. When you decide to take action, even small steps at first, you begin to build the confidence and the strength necessary to keep going. Action propels you from the place of wishing and wanting into the place of doing. It's the one thing that guarantees progress.
And
without it, your dreams and aspirations will always stay out of reach, no matter how much you wish for them. Think about this. Every moment of your life is a result of the actions you've taken or not taken. Your current situation is a reflection of your past decisions and behaviors. If you want your future to be different, you must be willing to make different choices, to act in ways you never have before. That's where real change begins. When you take action, you move from a place of fear and uncertainty to a place of purpose and determination. You give yourself the power to direct your life rather than passively waiting for something to change. And in that action, you begin to see results. It's not about having everything figured out at the start. It's about making the decision to move forward, even if you don't know exactly what the outcome will be. One step at a time, one decision at a time, and soon you'll find yourself in a completely different place than you were before. Taking action is the key to breaking free from the inertia that keeps us stuck. Without action, change is just a fantasy. But with action, even the smallest steps, you begin to rewrite the story of your life. Too often, we find ourselves stuck in a routine, going through the motions day after day. It becomes easy to settle into this comfortable, predictable rhythm, even when it doesn't lead to growth or fulfillment. You wake up, go to work, take care of your responsibilities, and repeat it all over again the next day. For many, this routine becomes a trap. Safe, yes, but limiting. When life feels like it's on autopilot, we lose sight of our potential, of what we're capable of achieving. We stop questioning if there's more to life than just surviving the day-to-day grind. But true change and growth never happen in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is where complacency lives. It's where we convince ourselves that we're fine, that everything is okay, even when deep down we know we want more. But to experience real transformation, we must step beyond what's familiar and take a leap into the unknown. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's in that discomfort where growth resides. Growth isn't found in the moments of ease. It's found in the moments of challenge, when you push yourself past the limits you once thought were impossible. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't about being reckless. It's not about diving into the unknown without any thought or preparation. It's about challenging yourself to try something new, to go after something that excites you, even if it feels risky or uncertain. It's about acknowledging that the status quo isn't enough and that in order to reach new heights, you must first be willing to leave behind the familiar and embrace change, even if it scares you. When you stay in your comfort zone, you're essentially choosing to remain stagnant. You're avoiding the very thing that could propel you forward, the opportunity to grow, to learn, to become more than you were yesterday. But once you decide to take that first step outside of what's comfortable, you open up a whole new world of possibilities. It might feel like you're stepping into the unknown, but that's where your true potential lies. The magic of stepping outside your comfort zone is that it forces you to confront your fears, your insecurities, and your doubts. It pushes you to develop new skills, to think in ways you never have before, and to adapt to new situations. It's uncomfortable, yes, but with every uncomfortable step you take, you become stronger, more capable, and more resilient. It's in these moments of challenge where you learn just how much you're truly capable of. It's easy to get caught up in the illusion that life is supposed to be easy or that comfort is the ultimate goal. But in reality, comfort is often the enemy of growth. It's the easy choice, the safe choice, but it's also the one that keeps you from evolving. It keeps you in a place where you never push your limits or realize the vast potential within you. True fulfillment comes from stepping beyond what you know and embracing the uncertainty that comes with it. It comes from choosing courage over comfort, growth over stagnation. If you want to break free from the monotony and start living a life that truly excites you, you must be willing to step out of your comfort zone. That That's where the adventure begins. And that's where the greatest rewards are waiting for you. The comfort zone may feel safe, but it's also where dreams go to die. If you're not challenging yourself, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're not truly living. So ask yourself, what's more important? Staying safe or discovering what you're truly capable of? The choice is yours. You are the creator of your own destiny. It might seem like life is just a series of random events or that your future is dictated by factors beyond your control. But the truth is, you hold the power to shape your own path. Every choice you make, every decision, every action, or lack thereof, is steering you in a certain direction. The life you are living today is the result of the choices you made yesterday. That's the reality of personal responsibility. What you do today determines who you will become tomorrow. The idea that you are in control of your future might feel intimidating or overwhelming, especially if you've been facing obstacles, doubts, or circumstances that make you feel stuck. But here's the empowering truth. No matter where you start or what you've been through, you have the ability to make choices that will propel you forward. You might not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it and what you choose to do next. Your choices are your greatest tool for shaping your destiny. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances for where you are in life. Maybe you face setbacks. Maybe life hasn't turned out the way you hoped. Or maybe it feels like the odds are stacked against you. But the moment you take full responsibility for your life, you free yourself from the victim mentality. You stop letting your circumstances dictate your future and start realizing that your decisions are the driving force behind what comes next. You are no longer a passive observer in your own life. You become an active participant, a creator. Creating your own destiny doesn't mean that everything will be smooth sailing. It doesn't mean that challenges won't come or that you won't face difficulties along the way. But it does mean that you are equipped to handle those challenges because you understand that you are the one in control of how you react to them. It's about realizing that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and every setback is a lesson to learn from. The key is not to let life's circumstances define you, but rather to let your decisions and actions define your life. Think about it. When you take responsibility for your own journey, you stop waiting for things to just happen and start making things happen. You start taking intentional steps toward your goals. You stop looking at other people's successes and wishing you had what they have, and instead focus on what you need to do to create your own version of success. You recognize that your dreams are not out of reach. They're waiting for you to take action and bring them into reality. At the same time, creating your own destiny requires a mindset shift. It means moving away from the idea that life happens to you and instead embracing the mindset that life is happening because of you. You start to see the world not as something you must react to, but as something you can influence. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and most importantly, your actions are all part of the creative process. When you take responsibility for your life, you realize that your potential is limitless. There is no one else who can do the work for you. The life you want is yours to create. The beauty of this realization is that it puts you in the driver's seat. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment to take the first step. The only thing standing between you and the life you envision is your willingness to make the choice, to decide that you will take action, and to trust that you have the power within you to make it happen. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the architect of your future. The blueprint is in your hands. Now it's time to build. Fear, doubt, and comfort. These are the three greatest barriers to progress. And they are often the reasons why people stay stuck in their current situation, unable to break free and live the life they desire. Fear keeps us frozen, making us believe that taking risks or stepping into the unknown will lead to failure. Doubt convinces us that we are not capable or worthy of success, that our dreams are too big, too unrealistic. And comfort, while it feels safe, is the most deceptive of all because it creates a false sense of security, making us believe that we're fine, even when deep down we know we're not growing or moving forward. Fear is a natural response to the unknown, and it's something everyone experiences at some point. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of making the wrong choice can paralyze you into inaction. But what many fail to realize is that fear is not something to avoid. Fear is an indication that you are pushing up against your limits, that you are about to break through to something bigger. It's a sign that you are on the verge of growth. Instead of running from fear, you must learn to face it. The only way to overcome fear is to step toward it, to move through it rather than allow it to control you. When you face your fears head on, you'll discover that they are rarely as powerful as they seem in your mind. Doubt, on the other hand, is an internal battle that can be even more crippling than fear. It's that little voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, or that you're not deserving of success. It feeds on insecurity and uncertainty, often growing stronger the more you listen to it. But doubt, like fear, is just a feeling. It's not reality. Oh, doubt only holds power over you if you let it. To break free from doubt, you must recognize that your thoughts are not always an accurate reflection of who you are or what you're capable of. Your potential is not determined by your doubts. It's determined by your actions, your commitment, and your belief in yourself. Comfort, while it may seem like the most pleasant of the three, is often the most dangerous because it lulls us into a sense of complacency. It's easy to get caught in the trap of doing what's familiar, even when it doesn't bring us joy or fulfillment. We tell ourselves, this is fine, or I'm doing okay, when in reality we've stopped growing, we've stopped striving, and we've stopped reaching for something better. Comfort is the silent killer of dreams because it keeps us from pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Growth requires discomfort. It requires stretching beyond what feels safe, trying things that make us nervous, and embracing the challenges that come with stepping into new territory. Comfort is a cozy place, but it's also where growth comes to die. If you want to experience transformation, you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone and take risks, even if it feels uncomfortable. Together, fear, doubt, and comfort create a web that keeps you stuck. They convince you that you should play it safe, that your dreams are too big, or that the challenges are too overwhelming. But the truth is, every great achievement comes on the other side of these barriers. Every person who has ever succeeded, every person who has ever made a real impact, has had to face fear, push through doubt, and step outside their comfort zone. They didn't let those things stop them. They let those things fuel their growth. You have the power to move beyond these limitations. The key is to recognize them for what they are. Obstacles, not permanent roadblocks. You can choose to face your fear instead of running from it. You can choose to ignore the doubts that tell you you're not enough. And you can choose to step out of your comfort zone, knowing that true growth only happens when you embrace the discomfort that comes with it. Once you do, you'll discover a world of possibility that's waiting for you, and the life you've always dreamed of will be within your reach. True growth never happens in a place of comfort. It's a common misconception that we should always seek ease and smooth paths, but the reality is that growth is born in the midst of challenge. The moments when you're struggling, when things are difficult, are the very moments where your potential is being tested. Growth doesn't come from sitting back and waiting for everything to line up perfectly. It comes when you push past the obstacles, when you face adversity and continue to move forward despite the discomfort you might be feeling. When we step outside of our comfort zones, we encounter uncertainty, risk, and sometimes failure. But it's in those moments that we learn the most about ourselves. The discomfort that accompanies change is often the precursor to transformation. It's through the struggle, the discomfort, and the willingness to keep going when it seems easier to stop that we grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The key is not avoiding these challenges, but embracing them and using them as opportunities to become better, to become more than you were before. Imagine, for a moment, that you are at the edge of your comfort zone, looking out into the unknown. There's fear, yes, but there's also excitement. There's doubt, but there's also potential. If you choose to stay in the familiar, you remain in the safe zone, where you know what to expect, where the outcomes are predictable. But if you choose to step into the unknown, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. Yes, it may be uncomfortable. Yes, it may be challenging. But it's in those moments that you'll discover what you're truly capable of. It's where the magic happens, where the lessons are learned, and where you begin to realize your full potential. Growth happens when you push past your limits, when you do something you've never done before, when you take on challenges that seem beyond your current capacity, and when you choose to keep going, even when the path ahead seems unclear. It's in these moments of discomfort that you build resilience. Resilience is not developed in easy times. It's forged in the fire of adversity. It's the ability to keep moving forward, to persevere, to adapt, and to thrive in the face of challenges. The more you face discomfort and push through it, the more resilient you become. And as you become more resilient, you also become more confident in your ability to tackle whatever comes your way in the future. The struggle itself, while it may be painful at times, is what forces you to grow and evolve. When everything comes too easily, when success is handed to you on a silver platter, you don't develop the inner strength necessary to deal with life's inevitable challenges. But when you face difficulties and continue to push forward, you develop the mindset and skills that will serve you in every aspect of your life. You learn to be resourceful, to think critically, to problem solve, and to adapt to new situations. These are the qualities that allow you to thrive, not just survive. Think about some of the greatest achievers in history. They didn't become great by avoiding challenges or staying within the confines of what was comfortable. They achieved greatness by stepping into the unknown, by facing their fears, by taking risks, and by staying committed even when things got tough. They understood that growth and success are often born out of the hardest times. Cool. And they knew that to reach the heights they aspired to, they had to go through the discomfort of pushing themselves beyond what they thought was possible. The reality is that life's challenges are not obstacles meant to hold you back. They are opportunities meant to help you grow. The discomfort you feel today is the seed of strength, wisdom, and resilience that will carry you forward into tomorrow. The more you embrace these challenges, the more you build the capacity to handle even greater ones. And with each challenge you overcome, you become more capable of creating the life you desire. The comfort zone may feel nice, but it is outside of that zone, in the discomfort, where you will find your true power. Every journey begins with a single step. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the enormity of a goal or a dream, especially when it feels so far out of reach. When we look at the bigger picture, the distance between where we are and where we want to be can feel insurmountable. The dream seems so far off that it's easy to fall into the trap of believing it's impossible. But what most people fail to recognize is that the journey isn't about crossing an entire mountain all at once. It's about taking that first step and trusting that every subsequent step will bring you closer to your destination. Often we put so much emphasis on the end result, on the vision of what we want to achieve, that we overlook the power of the present moment, of what we can do right now. Our first step might seem small, insignificant even, but it's the catalyst for everything that comes after. The act of taking action, no matter how small, is what sets the process of change in motion. It's the moment that moves you from a place of dreaming into a place of doing. And once you take that first step, you begin to build momentum that will carry you forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. The key is to not get bogged down by how far you still have to go. Focusing on the distance between where you are and where you want to be can make the goal seem unachievable, and it may lead to feelings of discouragement or doubt. Instead, focus on the first step, the step you can take right now. No matter how small it may seem, that first step is important because it represents a commitment to your future, a commitment to your dream. It's the decision to stop waiting for the perfect moment and to start moving toward the life you want, one action at a time. One action at a time. As you take the first step, you may feel uncertain or even afraid. The unknown can be daunting, and it's normal to feel a bit hesitant. But remember, no one ever starts a journey with all the answers. The journey is about discovering those answers along the way. It's normal in the way. It's about learning as you go, adjusting course when necessary, and trusting that each step will bring you closer to the person you're meant to become. The important thing is to begin. You don't need to know everything right now. You don't need to have the entire path mapped out. What matters is that you make a move. The clarity will come as you move forward, not before. The power of the first step lies in the fact that it breaks the cycle of inaction. So many of us spend years dreaming, planning, and hoping, but without action, nothing changes. We think we need to wait until everything is perfect, or until we have all the answers. But the truth is, waiting for the perfect time often leads to stagnation. The perfect time will never come. It's the action, the willingness to step into the unknown that will push you forward. It's that first step that makes all the difference. Once you take it, the path will begin to reveal itself to you. And with each new step, you will grow stronger, more confident, and more capable. Taking that first step is also an act of self-belief. It's a declaration that you believe in your own ability to create the life you want, even if you don't know exactly how it will unfold. It's the moment you say to yourself, I am ready to take on the challenge. I am ready to take control of my life and move toward my dreams. Belief in yourself is what will propel you forward, especially when things get tough and the road feels longer than you anticipated. When you trust in the process, when you have the courage to keep moving forward, even when the journey feels difficult, you will eventually arrive at your destination. In reality, the first step is often the hardest, but it's the most crucial. Once you take that step, it's easier to keep going. Momentum begins to build, and the next steps become clearer. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you want to be, just remember this. The key is to begin. Take that first step. Whether it's a small action or a big one, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you move. Each step you take will take you closer to your goal. Each action, no matter how small, will bring you closer to the life you envision. The path to success is rarely linear. It's not a smooth ride where everything falls into place perfectly as you expected. In fact, the road to achievement is often filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. You may find yourself facing roadblocks, challenges that seem insurmountable, or moments where things don't go the way you planned. These are the times when the journey feels uncertain, and you may even begin to question whether you're on the right path. But here's the crucial truth. Challenges are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They are proof that you're on the right one. It's easy to be discouraged when things don't go as planned. We live in a world where instant gratification is often the expectation, where success is glorified and the process is overlooked. We see the end result, the shiny, polished finish of someone's achievements, and we think it happened effortlessly. But the reality is that behind every success story is a trail of failure, frustration, and setbacks. These challenges are what shape the individual, develop the character, and build the resilience that is necessary to maintain success when it does come. Without the bumps along the road, the rewards would mean so much less. The roadblocks that show up on your path aren't there to stop you. They're there to teach you. They are the moments when you're forced to dig deep, to call upon your inner strength, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming adversity. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow, to build your mental toughness, and to develop the skills that will serve you on the next leg of your journey. Think about it this way. If everything were easy, if success were guaranteed from the start, would you truly appreciate it when you reached your goal? Probably not. The struggles, the setbacks, the moments when you want to give up, those are the moments that shape you. They define who you become on the way to your success. And this is where the concept of resilience becomes vital. Resilience is not something that you're born with. It's something you develop through experience. It's the ability to bounce back after a setback, to learn from failure, and to keep going despite challenges. Without resilience, it's easy to quit when things get tough, but resilience transforms difficulty into opportunity. Every time you face a roadblock, you have a choice. You can let it stop you, or you can use it as a stepping stone to move forward. You might feel as though you've hit a wall at times, or that the dream you're working toward is slipping further out of reach. But it's in these moments of difficulty that you need to dig deeper than ever. It's in these moments that your greatest growth can happen. Life doesn't hand out success easily. It asks for your effort, your perseverance, and your commitment. The roadblocks you face aren't there to punish you. They're there to strengthen you. They are the tests of character, the trials that reveal how badly you truly want to achieve your dreams. It's essential to remember that failure is not the end of the journey. It's simply part of the process. We often see failure as a sign that we are not good enough, that we are unworthy of success, or that we are on the wrong path. But that is a misconception. Failure is simply feedback. It's a redirection, an opportunity to learn what doesn't work and refine your approach. The key is to not let failure define you. Don't let it convince you that your dreams are impossible. Instead, use failure as a lesson to adjust your strategy, to sharpen your skills, and to keep moving forward. Every time you fail, you gain more insight and clarity. Every failure brings you one step closer to the success you desire. It's easy to become disheartened when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. You may look around and see others achieving their goals while you feel stuck. or behind. It's natural to compare yourself to others, but the truth is, everyone's journey is different. No one's path is the same. And just because someone else's road seems smoother doesn't mean yours will be. The challenges you face are unique to you, and they will make you stronger in ways you can't yet understand. Your journey is your own, and the lessons you learn along the way are what will ultimately set you apart. As you move forward on your journey, it's crucial to remember that success is a marathon, not a sprint. You can't rush the process, no matter how much you want to. Growth takes time, and so does success. This doesn't mean you won't experience moments of excitement and achievement along the way. It just means that the full realization of your dreams will unfold gradually, through persistence and consistent effort. The more patient and persistent you are, the more equipped you'll be to handle the obstacles that come your way. It's not about how fast you can get to the finish line. It's about how well you can keep going, even when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd hoped. Success isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about what you learn, how you grow, and who you become in the process. Roadblocks, obstacles, and challenges are an essential part of that journey. They are not interruptions to your success. They are the very things that make your success worthwhile. So, when you face a setback or hit a roadblock, remember that it's not the end. It's just another part of your story. Embrace the challenges, learn from them, and keep going. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome will bring you closer to the life you want. The road may not be easy, but it will be worth it. Keep pushing forward, knowing that each struggle is leading you towards something greater. One of the greatest challenges we face as human beings is understanding that our thoughts and beliefs shape the reality we experience. The mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be our greatest enemy if we allow negative thinking, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs to take control. Every thought you have, every belief you hold creates the world you live in. If you believe that success is out of reach, that you're not good enough, or that your dreams are too big, then your actions will align with those thoughts, and you'll find it harder to make progress. Though, wazen bewerkt fog. On the other hand, if you believe in your ability to succeed, if you see obstacles as opportunities for growth, and if you hold on to a vision of a better future, your actions will reflect that mindset, and you'll start to notice the changes in your life. The connection between mindset and results is not just philosophical. It's grounded in science. Our thoughts create a feedback loop that influences our emotions, actions, and even our physical well-being. When you think positively, you feel energized, focused, and motivated. You approach challenges with determination and see setbacks as temporary obstacles rather than insurmountable barriers. But when your mindset is clouded by doubt, fear, and negativity, your energy dips, your confidence wanes, and your actions are often inconsistent or unfocused. This is why mindset is often described as the foundation for everything you do. If you want to change your life, the first step is to change how you think about yourself and your circumstances. The human brain has a remarkable ability to adapt, a concept known as neuroplasticity. This means that your brain can rewire itself based on the thoughts, experiences, and habits you choose to focus on. Just like you can train your body through exercise, you can train your mind through practice. The more you practice positive thinking, affirmations, gratitude, and self-belief, the more your brain begins to operate in alignment with those thoughts. Negative thinking, on the other hand, creates neural pathways that reinforce self-limiting beliefs, which makes it even harder to break free from them. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that success is reserved for others, or that you'll never be able to achieve your dreams, your brain begins to accept those beliefs as truth. This is why it's so critical to consciously choose thoughts that empower you and support your growth. One of the most powerful tools for shifting your mindset is the practice of self-awareness. By becoming aware of the thoughts and beliefs you hold, you can begin to challenge them. If you catch yourself thinking something negative, take a moment to question its validity. Is it really true? Or is it just a belief that you've carried with you, perhaps for years, without ever questioning its accuracy? Most of the time, you'll find that these negative beliefs are not grounded in truth, but are simply old stories you've told yourself over time. Recognizing these thoughts for what they are, misconceptions and limiting beliefs, gives you the power to replace them with new, empowering thoughts. Another important aspect of mindset is the ability to stay focused on the present moment. So often we let our thoughts get consumed with worries about the future or regrets about the past. We obsess over things we can't control, which leads to stress and anxiety. But when you focus on the present moment and take things one step at a time, you reduce the overwhelming pressure of trying to handle everything at once. Instead of looking at the big daunting picture, you focus on what you can do right now, whether that's taking one small step toward your goal, making one decision that moves you forward, or simply shifting your mindset from a place of fear to one of confidence and possibility. One key element of maintaining a positive and growth-oriented mindset is practicing gratitude. When you focus on what's going well in your life, what you have, and what you've accomplished, it shifts your energy from a place of lack to one of abundance. Gratitude trains your mind to notice the good things in life, and it helps you realize that even in challenging times, there are things to be thankful for. When you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you're less likely to fall into the trap of focusing on what's missing or what's not going right. Instead, you begin to notice the opportunities, the small wins, and the ways in which you are growing, even during difficult times. Belief in yourself is also a critical piece of shifting your mindset. Too often, we underestimate our own potential. We let the opinions of others, past failures, or societal expectations influence what we believe we can achieve. But the reality is that you have the ability to accomplish anything you set your mind to, no matter where you start or what obstacles you face. Belief in yourself is not about thinking you're perfect. It's about knowing that you are capable of learning, growing, and adapting. It's about understanding that success is not about avoiding failure, but about having the courage to keep going after setbacks. The more you believe in your own abilities, the more likely you are to take the necessary actions to turn your dreams into reality. Another essential aspect of cultivating a growth mindset is embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. A fixed mindset views challenges as threats, things to be feared or avoided, while a growth mindset sees challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. When you embrace challenges, you stop seeing them as obstacles, and instead you view them as stepping stones toward your ultimate goal. Challenges are what push you to step outside your comfort zone to try new things and to expand your capacity. They are the true indicators of progress. So, the next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? The more you ask these questions, the more you begin to see challenges not as something to fear, but as something to embrace. Lastly, one of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset is to surround yourself with positivity. This means surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, support your dreams, and encourage your growth. The people you spend time with have a profound influence on how you think and feel about yourself. If you're constantly around individuals who are negative, critical, or who don't believe in your dreams, it can be difficult to maintain a positive and growth-oriented mindset. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who believe in your potential, it becomes easier to adopt a mindset that supports your goals. The mindset you choose to cultivate today will determine the reality you experience tomorrow. If you choose to adopt a mindset of possibility, self-belief, resilience, and gratitude, you'll start to see the world through a different lens. You'll recognize opportunities where others see obstacles, and you'll face challenges with confidence, knowing that they are not roadblocks but stepping stones. Mindset is the foundation upon which your success is built, and it's the first step in creating the life you want. So choose your thoughts wisely. Your future depends on it. One of the most important concepts in personal development is understanding that your life is ultimately shaped by the choices you make. Every decision you make, no matter how small it may seem at the time, plays a role in determining the direction your life will take. It's easy to underestimate the power of daily choices because they often seem inconsequential in the moment. Yet when you look back on your life, you realize that the sum of all your decisions, both big and small, has led you to where you are today. The people you choose to spend time with, the habits you develop, the risks you take, and the opportunities you decide to seize or pass up, they all add up over time to shape your reality. In fact, the power of choice is so profound that it can sometimes feel overwhelming. You might think, what if I make the wrong choice? Or what if I regret this decision? It's true that we can't predict the future with certainty, and sometimes making the right choice isn't always clear. But the key is to understand that no choice is completely without value. Even if you make a decision that doesn't work out as expected, it's not a failure. It's an opportunity to learn. Every decision teaches you something about yourself, about the world, and about how you can approach similar situations in the future. The important thing is to make a choice and then take ownership of it rather than staying paralyzed by indecision or fear. When it comes to your goals and dreams, the choices you make are crucial. You may have a vision for your future, a dream that excites and motivates you. But if you don't make intentional choices that align with that vision, it's easy for your dreams to remain just that, dreams. It's easy to get distracted by the immediate gratification of small pleasures, or to succumb to the opinions of others, or to let fear and self-doubt take over. But if you consistently choose to take actions that are in line with your goals, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient, you move closer to your desired future. The power of choice is not just about the decisions you make in the moment, but about consistently making choices that lead you to your long-term vision. One of the most powerful aspects of choice is that it's yours, and yours alone. You have the ability to decide how you respond to the situations in your life, regardless of external circumstances. Life will throw challenges your way. There's no doubt about that. But how you choose to respond to those challenges is entirely up to you. You can choose to see setbacks as failures, or you can choose to see them as opportunities for growth. You can choose to let fear hold you back, or you can choose to take bold action, even when you're unsure. The fact that you have the power to make these decisions means that you are never completely at the mercy of external circumstances. Your ability to choose how you respond to life's challenges is one of the greatest powers you possess. In many ways, the act of choosing is a reflection of your personal values and priorities. The choices you make today reveal what matters most to you. If you consistently choose to prioritize your health, your well-being, and your personal growth, you are living in alignment with those values. On the other hand, if your choices are driven by fear, comfort, or a desire to please others, it may be time to reassess what's truly important to you. Your choices are a reflection of who you are and who you choose to become. If you're not happy with the outcomes you're experiencing in your life, it may be worth looking at the choices you've been making and asking yourself if they are truly in alignment with your deepest desires and goals. Another powerful element of choice is the ability to change. If you find yourself stuck in a pattern of behavior, or if you're not happy with where you are, you always have the ability to choose to make a change. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your circumstances define you, that your past mistakes or setbacks will always determine your future. But the truth is that your past does not have to dictate your future. You always have the power to make a different choice, to break free from old habits, and to create a new path for yourself. The beauty of life is that, no matter how far down a certain road you've gone, you always have the power to choose a new direction. The importance of choice is particularly evident in the way we deal with challenges and adversity. It's easy to let difficult situations define us, to let them determine how we feel about ourselves and our potential. But choosing to see obstacles as opportunities, choosing to maintain a positive mindset, and choosing to keep moving forward in the face of adversity can transform even the hardest of circumstances. When you choose to take responsibility for your life and your actions, you begin to realize that you are not a victim of circumstances. Instead, you become an active participant in shaping your destiny. One of the most critical areas where choice plays a major role is in the relationships we form. The people we choose to surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our lives. If you surround yourself with negative, toxic people who drain your energy and don't support your goals, you will find it much harder to stay motivated and focused. On the other hand, if you choose to surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage your growth, you'll find that your energy, confidence, and success begin to align. The power to choose who you spend your time with is in your hands, and the relationships you cultivate will play a huge role in the direction your life takes. In a similar vein, the choices you make regarding how you spend your time and energy are critical. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, yet some people seem to accomplish so much more than others. The difference lies in how they choose to use their time. If you spend hours on distractions, procrastination, or unproductive activities, you are choosing to stay stuck. But if you choose to invest your time in productive activities that bring you closer to your goals, whether it's learning a new skill, taking care of your health, or working on a passion project, you will see exponential growth. Time once spent cannot be regained, so it's essential to make conscious decisions about how you allocate it. Making choices in alignment with your vision requires clarity. When you know what you want out of life, when you have a clear understanding of your values and goals, your choices become much easier to make. Clarity allows you to filter out distractions, focus on what truly matters, and take consistent action toward your dreams. If you're unsure about your goals or values, it becomes much harder to make decisions that move you in the right direction. This is why it's important to regularly take time for self-reflection and reassessment to ensure that your choices are aligned with your authentic self. You are not a passive observer in your life. You are the creator of your reality. The choices you make today will determine the path you walk tomorrow. So when faced with a decision, remember that you always have the power to choose. Every choice is an opportunity to shape your future and move closer to the life you want to live. Don't let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others dictate your decisions. Choose for yourself, and choose with purpose. You have the power to transform your life one decision at a time. In the end, it all comes down to the choices you make. Life is a series of moments, and each one presents an opportunity to choose the direction you want to take. Whether those choices are big or small, they define your journey. You have the power to shape your reality, to steer your life toward growth, success, and fulfillment. It's never too late to make a new choice, to change your path, or to embrace a different mindset. The decisions you make today will create the life you live tomorrow. So step forward with confidence, trust in your ability to choose wisely, and remember that every choice, no matter how small, is a building block of your future. Choose with intention, choose with purpose, and choose for the life you truly deserve.